I'll call to order the City of Green Acres Code Enforcement hearing. It is May 29th. It is 3 p.m. by Verizon's time. My name is Amity Barnard. I'm the Special Magistrate for today's hearing. Looks like most of the, if not all of the cases on the agenda are either violation hearings. I think they may all be violation hearings. That said, the way that the process will work is when you hear your case called, the city will go to the podium on my left. They will present their case, present any witnesses they have, present any evidence they have. Once the city is finished, you will get an opportunity to come to that same podium, present any evidence you have, any witnesses you have, cross-examine any witnesses that the city has put on. And at the end of the discussion, I'll make a final ruling, and you'll get a copy of that ruling either as you leave here today or in the mail. Given that, first thing I'm going to do is swear anybody in who's on here today to speak on any items on today's agenda. So if you're here to speak on any item, if you could stand and raise your right hands for me. And I'll swear in city staff. Okay. Thank you. Do you all swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Thank you very much. And with that, I'll turn it to the city to call its first case.
Good afternoon, Your Honor. The first case we will hear is item number 1, case number 12231009, Canna Lakes HOA, Infinity Property Management, 3107 Poolside Drive, Clubhouse. I'm going to be presenting most of these cases today because the officers are on vacation. This property was first cited on December 5th by the fire marshal. This case is about the clubhouse renovations, no permit or inspections. I have submitted a package for evidence. Evidence items included are proof of ownership, PAPAs, proof of service for notice of violation dated January 5th, 2024, mailed certified mail, proof of service for request to appear dated April 23rd, 2024, mailed certified mail, photos included. On March 4th, 2024, the contractor applied for a renovation permit. Permit number 2024-1117. On March 6th, the contractor was sent an email from our building official with comments that were needed in order to keep following the process with the permit. To date, there has been no response.
Okay, just give me a minute to look through the rest of the file. All right. Is anybody here on behalf of this case?
I just walked in. I'm not sure what case it is.
Canna Lakes HOA? That's
He
you.
needs to get sworn in.
Yeah, first thing I'm going to do is come to the podium for me here on my left. And first thing I'm going to do is swear you in. I swore everybody else in prior to your arrival. So raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. And state your name for me for the record.
Mike Gorman. Do you want me to turn this on, or are we good?
I think it should be already on.
Okay.
And what's your relation with the HOA?
I am the general contractor. I just signed the project maybe 2 or 3 months ago. They brought me in after a substantial amount of problems, and I've come in now to figure out what's going on. So I have 5 or 6 permits in with them now at the building department. There's still a few of their code issues that I haven't addressed with the HOA yet. So I've been hired by the HOA as a general contractor to get them in compliance.
Sure. So were you, you walked in, you heard what the code officer said, correct?
No,
Are you,
just
okay.
walked in.
So what she said is a permit has been applied for, but the city sent comments, the last set of comments were sent on March 6th. Were you
Okay.
involved at that time or no?
March 6th, no,
Okay.
I wasn't, no.
Okay, so let me ask the city attorney to show you these documents.
Uh-huh.
And then you can explain to me where you are with the
Okay,
with the
absolutely.
permits after that. Thank you.
This is what was originally sent.
So,
Okay, which one is this?
I mean,
Do you know which one? Because there's, I have multiple with them.
This
no,
is the
it was
building
139 that they probably,
Or-
because we could have taken them off the agenda then.
Okay,
No, we talked to them. I'll just say that we talked.
I appreciate you.
so they have, and I'll have to, yeah, go ahead.
So this is the property.
Okay,
property
right.
appraisals office showing ownership,
Right,
the Sunday showing ownership, and this is proof of service of the
right,
installation.
right. Oh, this one.
This is
All right, this is the
notice-
clubhouse, okay.
Notice to appear.
Right, now I know what it's for, this one.
This is the original notice of violation.
Mm-hmm,
And the building printout.
right. I'm aware of what this is now, yeah, yeah.
And then there's the photos
Uh-huh.
are inside
Mhm.
the interior that were
Right.
originally cited by the fire marshal.
Right.
Okay?
All right, great.
So, sir, do you have any objection to those documents being entered into the record?
No, absolutely not.
Okay,
They're-
very
they're-
good.
They're valid, 100%.
Thank you. So with that, just as a matter of process, I'll enter the city's evidentiary case file as composite exhibit 1 without objection. So let me, before I hear from you further, sir, let me ask the city, what are you asking for today?
30 days, $100 a day.
So compliance within 30 days or $100 a day fine?
They didn't apply yet. Maybe 60 days. Maybe 60 days, because you didn't apply yet, right?
So we're in engineering right now. Unfortunately, I had to get approvals from the HOA to get the engineering moving. So I have my engineer drawing up the work that was done. Then I have to submit to the building department as an after-the-fact permit. So this is a lot more complicated than a typical permit because the work was done by others. I have no idea what was done. So we have to have an engineer come in, and that's already happened. They've measured everything up. He's drawing it now. That'll probably take another 7 to 10 days to get that completed. Once that's done, I submit it back into the building department. Then they're going to kick it back for multiple reasons, and then I'll go back and forth with them for probably another 30 days. And then I'll probably hope to have a permit within maybe 60 days from
But
today.
you're a new contractor.
Correct. So I'm taking it over as an after-the-fact permit. So the work was done by other people. I came in, and I'll be honest with you, I didn't realize what I was getting myself into. But I'm here now, and I have a lot of experience with these in different municipalities. So I understand the process. I understand what I have to do. We're on it now. I have an update on every one of them. There's way more than just the clubhouse at Canna Lakes that needs.
Yeah, well, keep it just limited to this, because that's,
Correct.
what's before me is just a clubhouse, correct?
So, yes, 60 days, July 28th.
Okay.
$100 a day, yes.
Is it possible for me to request waiving that for 60 days while I'm working on this as a courtesy? Because I am new with them, and it would go a long way with them for me to.
The fine doesn't start until the 60th.
Oh, it won't start for 60 days.
Yeah,
Okay,
so you'll get
okay.
60 days to come into compliance. The fine won't start till day
Okay.
61, which should be plenty of time, even
think
given
so.
where you are and having to take over.
60 days until I have a permit issued, is that
Permit
right?
issued, yeah. Let
Okay.
me ask the city, it looks like you've also cited him for inspection, so do
Same thing.
inspections, so is it 60 days to have the permit issued and all required inspections done?
Maybe too
Just the
close.
permit.
Just the
because that would
permit.
kick off his inspections.
And then he gets this however many months under the building
That's more
code?
than fair.
Okay,
Yes.
okay. Okay, so that's clear to you, sir. So 60 days is just issuance of the required building permit for
Yeah, I
the,
think I
for
can
the
get that.
clubhouse? Okay. Anything else you'd like me to hear, sir?
Not on that one.
Okay. Uh-oh, I didn't look at page 2. Hopefully,
Around him today?
is that the only one for him?
Yes, mhm.
Okay. All right, so that's the only case that's
Okay.
on this agenda for you today.
Okay, great.
So with that said, in case 12-23-10079, I've entered the city's evidentiary case file. I'll find based on the affidavits in the case file, as well as the signed certified mailings, that the city had good service for today's hearing. I'll find based on the photographs and the testimony of city staff, as well as the respondent, that the respondent's in violation of sections 105.1 and 110.1 of the building code for failure to have permits for the required renovation of the clubhouse. I'll require a respondent to comply within 60 days. Compliance in this case means issuance of the building permit. In the event of non-compliance, a fine of $100 a day will begin to run, again, not until the 61st day. So you got 60 days. Make sure before that 60th day, you contact code enforcement and you have, what you want to get in your file is a compliance affidavit.
Okay.
So make sure you have that by day 60, that the code officer signed off that you are in compliance. Okay, sir?
You got
What
it.
was your name?
It's Michael Gorman, Gorman.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Is it possible for me to get your, actually, it's on these emails, I'm sure.
And you'll get an order which probably has codes, phone
I
number.
have the paperwork, I'm sure. I was going to say, yeah, if you have a card, that'd be great. Beautiful. Thank you.
You're welcome,
I'll get
enjoy
it
your
done.
day.
All right, good luck, sir. Thank you.
Perfect. The next case you would hear is item number 2, case number 124-10129, Buttonwood Plaza, 3032 South Jog Road, Kids in Care. This case will be presented by Gianni
Gallier.
Gallier. He's our senior planner from Planning and Zoning.
Hi, good evening, Special Magistrate.
Let me ask you, were you sworn in?
I
don't
was
believe
not.
you were. Raise your right hand for me. Do you swear affirm to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Thank you. Go ahead.
All right, good evening, Special Magistrate. So the case in question, it has to do with a prescribed pediatric extended care. So our zoning code, we have the child care center as the use that this would really fall under, being that they are acting as, child care. We have discussed this one with the property tenant at the location, and so the tenant did come in actually earlier this day to attempting to submit the application for the special exception to remedy the case here. However, they just didn't have all of the documents together for us to consider it a complete application to actually take in. But from our perspective, it does seem like they are working towards at least addressing it.
Okay. So they're currently operating in there now, and your code requires them to have special exception approval. They do not have special exception approval?
Correct. They do not have special exception approval. This one is a little unique in the sense of they are licensed with the state as a prescribed pediatric extended care, so they are allowed to offer care services for 12 hours a day for ages from newborn to 21 years old. But our code, once there's 4 or more children in your care on a regular basis, you are considered a child care center.
Okay, so what you're saying is your code it doesn't matter what the state licensing requirements are, your code specifies something different. Have you been to the site? What's the evidence that you have that they're operating there?
So
I don't see any photos or anything, or a sunbiz or something showing that they're...
So
I'm
we
sorry,
do
here's
have
a
photo.
sunbiz. I'm sorry, there is a sunbiz in here.
Okay, and I was gonna say from their website also, they have the, description of their services, Kids in Care, PPEC, and PPEC by the state is the actual license
Okay.
as a prescribed pediatric extended care, and through that license allows them to have the children in their care for up to 12 hours a day.
Okay. And is that a copy of the website that you have there?
Correct. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. All right, and for the record, the Division of Corporations list for Kids in Care, Inc., the principal address of 3032 Jog Road, which is the address of the violation. Okay, the door's pretty clear. Does the city want to add these to the case file, the evidentiary case file?
Yes.
Okay.
And I have a copy in my office that I can bring to add to the record. I took a copy earlier when they came in of their state license, so they are allowed to have up to 25 children.
Okay. This is sufficient in terms of
Okay.
what I need for finding a violation. Is anybody here for this case today?
No.
Okay. And they were aware of the hearing? I presume if they showed up at City Hall earlier today?
They didn't mention the hearing, but I assume that's why they were here.
Yeah, well, we got service, so they know.
All right, what's the city asking for? And it looks like you also cited them for business tax receipt. Is that still in effect?
That's only because it's incomplete. It's considered incomplete because they need a special
Oh,
exception.
you can't issue the BTR, or you're not issuing the BTR until they have the use approval?
Right.
Okay. But the record today is that in the city's files, they have not been issued a business tax receipt?
Right.
Okay.
Well, this one, actually, they have, just for the correction, they did get a business tax receipt, but just for a medical office. So this one, just medical office and billing. So it's just, to us, that's not a accurate description of the use that's on site.
Okay, so you want the violation of section 8-66A to remain?
Correct.
Okay. All right. And then I guess for the record, who's going to testify to service?
It's in, I put the service in there.
Do you want to verbally put it on the record, though?
Sure.
What, you sent certified mail, is that right?
We send a certified mail, yes. Notice of violation dated February 2nd, mailed certified mail. Proof of service for request to appear dated March 20th, 2024, mailed certified mail. Photos included.
Okay, thank you. And it looks like you got signed certified mails on both of them.
Yes.
All right, what's the city seeking in terms of remedy?
So they do have to go through the special exception process and likely the variance process. So I think giving them, at least 60 to 90 days.
Probably at least 90 days.
Is, under your code, is that two public hearings? Do you have planning and zoning and or LPA, or is it just a council commission
It
decision?
would be planning and zoning for recommendation and then 2 city council hearings on the special exception.
2 hearings.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a DRC equivalent before you get to public hearing, like a staff review?
Correct. So DRC prior to planning and zoning board,
Okay.
prior to being certified for the hearing.
Excuse
Was
me.
there an application today, was it fairly complete, or?
The application today was fairly complete. They just needed to provide a further justification statement of the business operations. And then also for both the variance and the special exception, we will have to advertise. And they didn't have the property owners within 300 feet, which we have to be aware of at the time of application.
What is the variance part of the code case?
So the variance would essentially be for them to actually get the special exception approval. They likely won't be able to provide outdoor child play area that is required for childcare facilities. So it's indicated that the variance will likely have to be, approved.
So they technically have to get a variance before they get the special exception because they can't comply with your special exception requirements?
Correct. And then, it's an after the fact request. So it's, dealing with those nuances.
Well, those will be fun public hearings. Is the city's position that they are being responsive to you, or are you? I mean, my inclination is to give them probably 4 or 5 months to get through that.
So, they were initially cited January 12th. They came in, we had sat down and had a discussion with them, and they have been moving forward. They actually did have engineered drawings, so, that had to take some time also. So in my
It's taken
sense.
since January, so you're 5 months
Mm-hmm.
in already. Okay. In the event of noncompliance, what fine are you seeking?
$100 a day.
And then with that too, with the fines, we also are requesting that they have technically 2 dates. One that it's really a date for them to apply by, and then another one kind of hoping that the final disposition of the applications will be completed.
Okay, what are you looking for on the shorter duration?
Because I think the shorter duration would be the 60 days for them to come back in and apply to us, because their application was sort of complete. It just wasn't, all the aspects weren't there. So I don't think it should take them 2 months for them to come back with the things that they brought with us today.
It shouldn't even take them a month to do that, right? Okay. I'll give them an even shorter time. It seems reasonable to me for them to come back to you in 30 days with a complete
definitely.
application. That's a paperwork process. I guess just from a processing standpoint, do variances and special exceptions, can they track concurrently to the same public hearings? So if everything is set up, the variance could be the first agenda item, and then so they could track to the same public hearing?
Yep, correct.
Okay.
Yeah, and for any applicant, we always try to do it concurrently,
As
for that,
efficiently as we can, okay.
efficiency.
Okay. Okay. All right, anything further from the city?
No, that's it.
Okay. All right, in case excuse me, 1-24-10129, I'll enter the city's evidentiary case files composite exhibit 1, which now also includes 2 additional photographs and a Facebook posting for Kids in Care, Inc. I'll enter that as composite exhibit 1 without objection, given the respondent's non-appearance today. I'll find, based on the certified mail signatures, as well as the additional notice documents in the case file, that the city has good service for today's hearing. I'll find, based on the testimony of city staff, as well as the evidentiary case file, that the respondents are in violation of sections 16172, 16171, 866A, 16473C. I'll require, for all code sections, I'll issue a bifurcated order. I'll require respondents to comply with 16172, 16171, 866A, and 16473 by submitting the required applications, whether that be special exception or variance, as well as BTR application if that's not already in, within 30 days of today. And I'll require the respondents to obtain final approvals, whether that be a development order for special exception, variance, and or issuance of the BTR within 120 days, or I'll assess a $100 a day fine for each day that the violation continues after those compliance dates. And hopefully that gives them enough time. Hopefully that's amenable to the city. I think that's probably reasonable given the steps they have to go through.
Yeah, I would just say with the BTR, until we know if they can do the child care center, we actually wouldn't be able to take in the BTR application.
So you won't even take that?
Yeah.
You won't even accept an
Because they would
application?
actually have to, with how our processing is, they would have to pay at the time. Because really, if you're submitting a BTR application, you should be getting it approved in that sense. So we wouldn't be able to take in the BTR application without the formal approval. So
Okay,
like
so with regard to the 30-day compliance, then that'll only require applications for special exception and variance,
Yep,
not
correct.
for BTR. Okay,
as
very
part
good.
of the BTR, we would request like a copy of the approved special
Sure.
exception.
Sure, okay, thank you for that clarification. Okay, the order will reflect that.
Thank you.
The next case we hear is item number 3, case number 224-10199, Chong Lim, Laura Artadunga, 233 Broward Ave. This case is about commercial vehicles and commercial equipment at a residential property, open storage, building materials, and other miscellaneous items on bed of pickup trucks. I have submitted a package for evidence. Items included are proof of ownership, PAPAs, proof of service for notice of violation dated February 28, posted, affidavit of posting and file, proof of service for request to appear dated April 1st, 2024. All notices have been mailed, regular, certified, and posted, photos included.
witness here about these violations.
Okay. Go ahead and call, or who's going to speak on this one? Okay, yeah. Okay, very good. Ma'am, come to the podium and give me your name, please. And I guess, is she making public comment, or is she intending to actually be a witness?
She's a witness on the violations.
Okay, and you were sworn, correct?
Sandra Lewis.
Right, but you raised your right hand at the beginning, and I swore you in. Very good. Okay, Sandra Lewis, thank you. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm a neighbor. I live next door to 233 Broward Avenue.
Okay,
They are running a full-blown roofing business. Constant. Roofing trucks from morning till night. Tar machine, which really stinks, huge tar machine. The banging of the tiles in the backyard for 8 to 10 hours a day. I had to call the police one time because they just wouldn't stop. It's constant. And the trucks are piled as high as their roof of their house. And it looks like garbage. And they're very loud.
so is the equipment, the tar machine is actually, like, they're actually doing construction work back in the backyard?
No, they take that with them when they go on their jobs.
Okay, so what's the banging from?
They take some kind of tiles in the backyard and they put plastic and they bang the tiles. I don't really know what they're doing, but it's something to do with the roofing.
Okay,
Petroleum tanks on the back of the trucks. It's just constant. It doesn't stop.
okay, I see the pictures.
Yeah, they have, I've had roofers, or my window's right there, they'll urinate in front of my living room window and shoot me birds because, I don't know why, but you're like, the heck with you. But it's bad. It really, really is bad. It looks like a garbage dump.
Okay, and it's all confined to the backyard, is that right?
No.
No, it's in the front
This is all
yard.
up front.
Oh, is it really?
And the roof, and then the tiles and the tar machine they put in the back, then they pull it out when they go on their their jobs and stuff.
Okay,
Sometimes they block the road. It's like a one-way because they'll have so many roofing trucks in the driveway and in the front, and it's hard to get through.
okay. Okay, anything else you'd like to say, ma'am? Okay, thank you for your testimony. I'm sorry you're having to deal with that. So this isn't cited as a use issue. This is cited strictly for the storage and the equipment that's parked on the site, right?
Right.
Okay. What's the city asking for in terms of remedy?
$100 a day. I wouldn't give them more than 10, 15 days.
Okay. Have you had any communication with them?
I've spoken to the property owner quite a lot of times, and she said she was going to evict them. It is a rental property. They do have a proper BTR, but it's still happening. The same stuff is happening.
Okay. So in the photos, what I'm looking at in terms of the trucks and trailers, is it more than one truck? I see a red truck with I think that's the tar machine
Yes,
on the
it's-
back.
It's various trucks. And
Okay.
sometimes they have a tar truck there, too.
So any pickup truck with equipment on it is considered construction equipment under the city's code? Okay. Okay, and there's a blue truck. There's quite a few. Okay. Okay, anything further from the city? All right, and for the record, the respondent is not present. The respondents are not present. In case 2-24-10199, I'll enter the city's evidentiary case file as composite exhibit 1 without objection. I'll find based on the affidavit of posting that the city had good service for today's hearing. I'll find based on the photographs in the case file, and the testimony of city staff as well as the neighbor witness that the respondents are in violation of sections 14-28B1E, 7-420, and 7-410A1. I'll require respondents to come into compliance with those code sections within 10 days, or a $100 a day fine will be assessed for each day thereafter.
Okay, it's you, Christine. 7, 8, 9, 10. June 8th. Okay, that's it. You ready? Yeah. Just,
And I'm out of paperwork.
yeah.
right,
this
okay.
is the last.
All right, Your Honor, we have, for the remainder of the agenda, there's 3 cases for 533 Broward Avenue. For these cases, the city is actually asking for an order to impose the current lien amount and authorization to foreclose. I have for your consideration a copy of the property appraiser's information, including the current aerial view of the property and pictures from the case files. I also have the notice that was sent to the property owner via certified mail, along with the proposed order, and behind the proposed order are the previous orders that were recorded for the cases. Just as a little background, the city actually has 4 cases against this property. The most recent case was in 2024, and it was actually a case that you heard, but that case just has a little bit of fines running on it right now. The cases we want to address and are seeking authorization to foreclose involve a case that started in 2003, a case that started in 2007, and a case from 2013. Basically, what has happened here was initially the property was cited in 2003 for maintenance requirements for the building, electrical, mechanical, and plumbing systems. And then in 2007 for work being done without a permit, and then in 2013 for overall property maintenance nuisance. For those liens, I have our code enforcement officer to testify as to the accrued amounts for each of those 3 liens. And if I may approach, I'll provide you the documents I just addressed.
Okay, thank you. And then while you're doing that, let me ask you, I presume you're seeking 3 separate orders?
No, we're just going to do it all.
Do it as one.
For one order.
Okay.
That lays out all 3 of the liens at issue. And as you may notice in the prior orders that were recorded, there's no authorization to foreclose. So that's one of the reasons we're asking for that, and also to certify the current lien amount. Mr. Napoli is present.
Okay, very good, sir. You can come to the podium, sir, and let me hear the rest of what the city is saying, and then I'll turn to you.
Over there, sir.
Yes, sir, go to the podium there, sir. And hold on just one second. Let me hear the rest of what the city has to say. You can stand there, sir, you're fine. And then I'll turn to you in 1 second, okay?
So case number 2003-127, the fines have accrued to $187,375 at $25 a day. Case number 2007-262, the fines have accrued to $119,420 at $20 a day. And case number 4-13-4365, fines have accrued to $795,000 at $200 a day, all three totaling to $1,101,795.
Thank you.
All right, and just for the record, before I turn to you, sir, I just want to make sure that the recording information is also on the record, particularly for that 2003 case. So, City Attorney, do you want to read them? Do you still have them, or did you give me the originals?
I may have given you my,
I can read them in.
Okay.
So in case 2003-127, the order imposing penalty / lien was recorded on June 14, 2004 at book 17109, page 1918. In case CE 2007-262, the order imposing penalty lien was recorded on July 18, 2008 at book 22764, page 1245. And in case 4-13-4365, the order imposing penalty / lien was recorded on January 23rd, 2014 at book 26574, page 1230. And the city's position is, I presume that these fines remain unpaid, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. All right, Mr. Napoli, go ahead and state, can you stand in front of that podium?
Yes.
So that the microphone picks you up?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, sir, go ahead.
I'm not here to refute anything, I'm here to settle completely and end it completely. That's why I'm here, before possible foreclosure. That's why I'm here today. Not so much for testimony unless you have questions for me.
Okay, have you spoken with the city prior to the hearing?
I made note that I left message for the city attorney. I thought they would be here and I would make settlements, meaning to end this completely and give title to the city. That's my purpose of being here. I'm not here to refute it. There may be certain points to refute, but I'm not here to refute it or to waste anyone's time. But I thought this would be a way to settle it all. And in turn, I've had medical problems, health problems, Chapter 13, paying taxes, property taxes. It's been a long, arduous task. And it's been a long task from the beginning. And I wish I'd never started it. It's become my financial ruin involved with this property. Small property. I kept it for the purposes of a retirement home.
Okay.
That's the only purpose that I've had it, and for no other. And in turn, I'm unable to sell it for a long period of time because of particular liens and fines that are on it, which I understand. There's no question involved there. My hearing's a little off. Maybe my speech is not exact.
No, you're doing fine, sir. You're
But I
fine.
would like to make settlements. That's my purpose of being here today. And as I say, if there were papers for me to sign or discuss, I let the officers of the city attorney know that I would be here, and I let the city know that I would be here just to settle this. I can't see any other way unless you see of another way. I have many buyers that want it, but I can't sell it, so what's the point?
Right,
You try
okay.
to be friendly, you try to be okay, and over a long period of time, they start dumping trash. Illegal contractors dumped forever, coming in and out, but that's besides the point.
Okay. Let me ask this,
It's been impossible for me to continue it.
right. Let me ask the city for a response to what, the city attorney to what she's just heard.
Okay, yeah, Mr. Napoli, I did get your message. I'm the city attorney.
Oh, okay.
I left you a message earlier today. You may not
I
have
don't do
gotten it.
message, I text, so direct pickup.
Okay.
Well, I've now, Mr. Brian Civitas, is that the name? The letter that I received showed a Mr. C.I.V.
Oh, Torsivia.
Yeah,
Yes,
what
that's
I
the law
thought I'd be
firm.
seeing here, and I would make settlement, that was my
Right,
purpose.
okay.
Okay.
Your Honor, we appreciate him wanting to make settlement, and I'll talk with you right after this hearing. What we would like to do is move forward with the order. In the event something can't be worked out, then we would obviously
have the
move forward
authorization
if we
to move forward,
wanted to, but it sounds like we're probably going to be able to work it out. But what I don't want to do is delay
Sure.
it further. So what I'm asking for her to do is to go ahead and enter an order authorizing foreclosure. We can't do anything for at least 3 months.
Yeah, but I don't want the concept of foreclosure, I just rather get it settled. As soon as, at your leisure, your
Right.
situation.
Okay,
As I say, it's been a long and arduous task.
right,
And trip for me, a long term.
okay.
Physical, mental, and cancer,
I'm
and
sorry to
at
hear
the
that.
end, coronavirus in the hospital. But I've come out strong. And
Good.
I was able to see the item on the gate.
Okay,
So I'll discuss with you as on your recommendations.
okay.
So stay where you are, sir. Let me ask the city attorney to show Mr. Napoli the documents that you're entering. I just show him everything if you wouldn't mind.
Your aerial, and then these are photographs that were taken over the years. And there's actually one in here, I think,
That's the fence, and all native plants in Key West flats. I tried to do
that's an old
Right.
2008 one.
that.
So, this was the notice that you received. And then this is the proposed order that we are asking the magistrate to enter, which would be the order of the concurrent lien amount and authorizing foreclosure of these 3 liens, the total amount
Right.
over $1 million. And then behind the order is the calculations that the city did to come to the total amount for the
Right.
lien. And then each of the previously recorded orders that the magistrate.
How many
just read
times?
to the
Right,
court.
I'm familiar.
So that's what we have presented.
So these items are being requested by the city for general master.
Yeah, they're asking me, this is sort of in terms of code enforcement, this is sort of a pro forma hearing, right? So the statute says if the city has code enforcement liens that are recorded and they remain unpaid for a period of 90 days, the city can come to me and they can ask me for authorization to foreclose. As the city attorney said, they're not going to do that immediately, but by virtue of the fact that there are these liens, they're recorded in the public record and they're not paid, I have to give them the authorization that they're asking for. My hope is that you'll be able to work something out with the city to avoid the process.
If you have a moment, perhaps we can sit
Yes,
down after the
absolutely.
hearing and
Thank
talk.
you.
Okay.
And sir, did you have any objection to these documents being entered into the record?
I read them fully, but I'm sure they could be true and correct. I don't see the city as having done anything negative to the situation.
Okay,
I would have had more time to read some.
okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. All right, with that, I'll enter the city's evidentiary case file, and just so the record is clear, this ruling will be for cases 4-13-4365, 2003-127, and 2007-262. I'll enter the city's evidentiary case file as Composite Exhibit 1 without objection. Let me just find the notice document here. Do I have your certified mail for today's hearing in here?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes.
Hold on, maybe I
Do
flipped.
the little green thing at the corner.
That's old stuff. So here's the little certified mail. This is what the city sent?
Yes.
Okay. And the green card, I presume, then didn't come back yet?
Right. Didn't come back yet.
Did you post as well?
Jerry posted it.
Okay. Okay. It obviously worked because Mr. Napoli is here, but, okay. With that, based on the certified mailing as well as the testimony of posting, I'll find that the city had good service for today's hearing. I guess a question for the city attorney, not to complicate things, but the CE 2003-127, what's your position as it relates to the 20-year lien limitation?
Well, one of the issues with that lien is that it was not recorded as a certified copy.
Okay.
So the lien technically hasn't been recorded for
The 20
at
years.
any
Okay.
time. It was never properly perfected.
So that's why you're waiting the additional 3 months after you record this order? Okay.
Yep.
So your position legally is that the,
There was no lien that was established, and I think the recording date was in June of 2004, so even if there's an argument that it was perfected at that time, we would still have until June 4th. But our position is the lien was never perfected because it wasn't certified copy that was recorded. The practice used to be to record the originals.
right, which is what I'm looking at here, right?
Right, it's a printout from the clerk of the court's website of what was recorded, but they used to record the originals and not record a certified copy. And as you know, under 162, in order to perfect a lien, you have to record a certified copy of the order.
Okay. I just wondered if the date was going to cause you, because I agree with you on the June 14th, but if you're waiting an additional 90
Right,
days from today,
right.
then you're going to.
Yeah.
All right, given that the order is going to be dated today, and the previous version was filed on June 14th of 2004. I'm not going to object to that. All right, and the way that you have this written here is sufficient. So with that, do you just want me to sign this copy that's
Yes.
here? Okay. All right, with that, in those three cases cited, I'll find that the city's statutory requirements have been met, and I'll execute the order imposing current lien amount and authorizing foreclosure, which is dated May 29th, 2024, which is today. All right. Anything further on that one that you need me to?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And that appears to be the last item on the agenda, is that correct? All right, with that, I will adjourn the hearing at 3:50.